I had a 10-month-old daughter. I substituted 4 days a week. I taught for the church 1 afternoon a week. I played bridge. I was trying to get involved with as secretary for Panhellenic of Hawaii. My husband only had 1 car. He worked shift work, so I had to drive him an hour and a half to work to have the car and an hour and a half back. Do you think, oh, and I was doing 2 college correspondence courses that required I read 20 novels. Now, I didn't mind reading the novels, it was answering the questions that I was getting stuck on. Do you think it was the right time in my life to try Mary Kay?
No.
No, it probably wasn't, but you know what? I'm a firm believer that God puts things in our path at a certain time for a certain reason. We're not to question why. If it's put on your heart, then you're probably supposed to do it. But let me ask you a couple questions that might just make a difference. Food for thought for you. If I teach you to do what I do you think you can learn how to do it? Are you teachable and trainable?
Yes.
Okay. Could you get excited about making extra money?
Yes.
If you could make as much money part-time with Mary Kay as you do your full-time job, would there come a time in your life where you would want to do just Mary Kay?
Yes.
So I guess it gets down to, would it be worth giving up the small pleasures of today and some time with your kids today if you could build enough so that then you could have lots of time with your kids? Does that motivate you?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any reason why we couldn't go ahead and submit your agreement and give it a try?
No.
Okay. So it's that final question of, is there any reason why we couldn't go ahead and submit your agreement and give it a try? Okay, we overcame objections by taking the Benjamin Franklin list and doing a pro and con list, and then sitting down and overcoming, finding out where's she at, where's her head at, what's in it for her. In her, the most important thing is the positive. Always bring it back to what the most important thing is. So if later she gets discouraged because she has low shows, we're going to work on improving those shows to make the sales higher. As your recruit, you're going to want to do that, encourage her, but it still goes back to, let's go back, well, what was your reason for coming in, Mary Kay? See, our reasons for coming in don't always stay the same. So learn to ask questions that are going to get you to the yes at the end. If I teach you to do what I could do, after they've read it, what excited you the most? That's a great question. What excited you the most after being at tonight's meeting? What's making you think you might want to do Mary Kay? Why do you want to give it a try? Okay, ask the questions, don't just feed them the information. There's a couple different reasons besides time. Money, and Lavinia covered that, the $100. Some people don't have $100, so it needs to be split. Maybe you could have them write a check for $50 today, and next week another check for $50, post-dated. Still made out to Mary Kay. Or maybe half credit card, half check. Maybe they don't have $100 on the credit card. So money and time. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not the salesperson type, is what a lot of people say. And you know what I always say to them? Neither was I. I was embarrassed to be in sales. I became a director without ever using that 4-letter word, sell. I would just say, I teach gain care for Mary Kay. And I was comfortable as a teacher. I felt that's what I was doing. I was a director. And I was a director for 3.5 years. I was in this business 5 years before I ever held my shoulders up and was proud of the fact I was in sales. Another one is, I'm not pretty enough. And if someone ever says that to me, I say, you are totally wrong. Because what this beauty is based on is inner beauty, not external beauty. I can make anybody look pretty on the outside, but I can't change their heart. I can't change who they are. So that's not a big deal. We can make you look pretty, honey. Don't you feel pretty right now? Another one is, with the money, I have more month than money. So do most people, but do you want more money than month? Is that something you want to change? And the last one, I don't know people. Great! Sometimes it's better if you're like me. Because I moved 9 different times and started my business over, by handing out business cards, I was not emotionally involved with any of these people. If they said no, it didn't hurt my feelings as bad as when a family member says no. Wouldn't you agree? So you can start out with who you know. They aren't going to make you rich. Sometimes they will, but most of the time your family does not make you rich in this. The 13 Cadillacs that I've won, or my unit really has won, have helped me earn, that I have the privilege of driving. Those are all based on, every one of them, because the people that I've met to become recruits that have helped me to grow is giving out a business card everywhere I go and building my business that way. So if we teach you to do that, and you can learn how, that will help you overcome that. So it doesn't matter if you start with family and friends or total strangers, you can build a successful business. So tonight what I want to do is sit down and find out a little bit more about Jen, because I know she's thinking about doing this. So I want to find out what her needs are and how Mary Kay can help fulfill it. So Jen, tell me about yourself and your family life and your job. Tell me what else is going on.
Recently just started a new business with my sister and my husband and her husband.
And that business is?
Ice cream.
And how, might as well advertise it. How many hours a week do you need to put in at the shop, you and your husband?
I currently put in over 70 hours a week right now.
Whoa, 70, oh my gosh. Are you being paid what you're worth?
No.
No, okay, all right, okay. Would you be able to cut back on those hours?
Yes.
You can, okay. So you've got enough help, or you will have enough help.
Right.
Tell me how Mary Kay could help fulfill some needs for you. What are some of the things that you've seen in the classes that you've been at, in Tasha's business debut, that would make you realize, gosh, Mary Kay might be a better alternative or just an extra income for us?
Well, by doing the facials, my face feels better. I've noticed a difference in my face. That was the first thing. Going to a few of the different seminars that I've gone to, they are very based around your personal life, working with your job, which most places don't do that. Quality of life is usually a really big issue. And this way, starting out your own business with Mary Kay, you can build your work around your family.
Absolutely. Okay. And the other thing is, you're going to get to choose when you're going to work, correct? And when you're not. You also can do some networking. As you know, you can't sell the product out of the ice cream store, but you certainly can be networking. You certainly can have a Mary Kay pin on.
Right.
You can put out a facial box or a fishbowl and get names and phone numbers. So I'm sure you're going to have some traffic come in there that you'll be thinking, I can take this a step further. And, you know, a couple dollars for ice cream versus $100 for Miracle Set, which makes more sense, right? Tell me, I'm sure that the fact that you can get your own products at cost, and with a teenage daughter that uses Mary Kay too, that's got to be appealing.
Yes.
What other reasons would Mary Kay be good for you?
I want to be able to supplement my income to better. My daughter's going to be going to college next year. So that's big for us. We don't want her to have to go for financial aid,
you don't mind
financial loans.
Right.
I don't want her to have any loans to pay off when she ends her college. So that was a big step in what my husband and I were talking about trying to make this successful for me. And he's the one who told me to try this, push forward and see if you can't make something with, I mean, I've networked with Tasha since we've moved here in October, and we're best friends, which is really good. So it makes me want to work with her and see what we can do to move forward. And we've already talked about recruiting my daughter when she turns 18. So
Great. Okay. What kind of questions can I answer for you? I know that you know some of the information, that you've watched how we make the money with skincare classes. You know that we can do private facials. You know that we do reorders because you've seen that equation. You know we have the website on paper that you can leave brochures around. On the go, which is when you're running an errand and you go to the bank, if you will take your products with you and head into the bank, and not products so much, but yeah, you could take products or brochures and leave those and ask the girls for their opinion. That would be a great way for you to network through the bank. Do you do anything with the Chamber of Commerce or anywhere else?
not yet. We're still too new, but
Okay.
You know, those are avenues that I'm actually learning about since I just moved to Florida myself. So
Okay.
I am learning those, and people drop off their business cards at my place of employment all the time. So
Great, you can go back to theirs and
Right.
say, let me tell you what I do. I want to ask you another question. Do you take pictures very well? I mean, can you take with a camera? I have a great networking idea for you.
okay.
When you're out running errands, or you want to just go spend 2 hours today networking and meeting people, I want you to go to some of the strip malls. And I want you to look for the stores that are geared towards women. Hair salons, nail salons, clothing stores, exercise. And I want you to go in and ask to speak to the manager or the owner. And when it's a woman, if it's a man, you still introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Jennifer Hayes, and I'm with Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I own D&J Ice Cream Salon. But the reason I came by today is I'm starting a networking book. And it's going to be of successful businesswomen that have businesses in this area. What I'd like to do is take you to your manager or one of your top performers and do a picture of them without the Mary Kay makeover, and then one after I do the makeover. Then I'd like 10 of your business cards to put in my book, because everywhere I go and in my shop, I'm going to have this book on display, and it will be advertising for you. Does that sound like something that might appeal to you?
Yeah.
Okay? Could you see how that would be a great networking tool for you? If you just took that one idea and ran with that in your area, do you think you could do that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Now, that's one equation, is all the sales part, okay? And we do make 50% for sales. But
Okay.
let's talk about part 2. And what I like to do is draw a line down the middle of a sheet of paper and write the word sales. And I don't know, how do you feel about sales? Is that intimidating?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
The sales part of the product, on the left-hand side, we just covered all the different ways you can sell product. But on the right-hand side is the opportunity. Sales of the product is cash in hand. Building for your future comes from recruiting other people. So if you knew that you could get for your first through fourth recruit an extra 4%, now it doesn't come out of your pocket to pay Tasha, it doesn't come out of your new recruit's pocket to pay you, it comes out of Mary Kay's 50 cents out of the dollar. Could you get excited about the rest of your life for each recruit that you recruit who stays with the company, that you will always receive a 4% recruiting commission?
Absolutely.
Okay, what if I told you you could increase that to 9% as soon as you get to 5 recruits? Did you get excited about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, and then the pot gets a little bit sweeter when you have 5 recruits who order in the same month that you have personally recruited, and you personally do a $600 order that month, because we are promoting selling a product and the opportunity, not one or the other, but both. And we want you to have all pieces of the pie. Okay, I don't care what's your favorite pie or dessert. Ice cream pie.
Cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to have full cherry pie, then you want to make sure you get the crust and the filling, and that comes from the sales and it comes from the recruiting. Okay, so the full part of that pie would be 5 recruits who order in the same month. You order 600, and your check is 13%. So if they did $5,000 in production, you get a $650 bonus check for the month.
Wow.
What could you do with that?
Manicures and pedicures, which Tasha has taught me about, that they're fun. Something for myself. I don't get to do that often. So.
You know what? You do need to do something for yourself. And then I bet I have to put back in the equation the money for Ashley to go to school.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
So if you could take a percentage, I'm going to be honest and tell you, why not work your sales really hard and use the sales money for her education, and then take the recruiting check all for Jennifer. It's all about Jennifer. Does that sound like a fair way to do it? Okay. And then I always recommend $2,000 a year into an IRA. To build for your future, so that when you're ready for retirement, you've got money set aside. And it doesn't sound like much, but gradually, exponentially, it will begin to grow year after year after year. Okay, what does it take to get started? Now, I can go into explaining how you win the car. I can go into explaining directorship, but are we good enough if you knew you were making 50% from sales and an extra 13% for recruiting? And there is one little equation I forgot to tell you. After recruit number 4, for every new person that you sponsor, you'll also receive a $50 cash bonus, as long as that person does a minimum $600 order, their first order to the company, in that first to second month.
Okay.
So if you knew you could do that, then would that highly motivate you every 2 months to get at least 2 new ones?
Sure.
Okay, so you could take that $650 check we just talked about and add 100, and it would be $750. All right. What does it take to get started? The first thing you have to do is fill out a beauty consultant's agreement. We can do this by paper, or we can do it online, whichever way you prefer. If you want your kit back quicker, online is even faster. So we submit that to the company with $100 for your showcase, plus an $850, $835 shipping, and our tax here, ours is 6.5. What is yours the same?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be the total amount. You can pay for it by cash, credit card, check. If I teach you to do what I do you think you can learn how?
Absolutely.
And you think you could get excited about doing
Sure.
this? All right. Then is there any reason why we can't give it a try and get you started?
No, I'll definitely do it.
Okay, do you want to do paper or on the computer?
I don't care if
Are you doing credit card?
I can.
Okay, if you do credit card, we can get it done tonight and get the
Okay.
kit shipped out. All right, we'll go online and do it then.
All right.
Thank you. Welcome to Mary Kay, the
Thank
business
you.
part and the fun part.
Thanks.
And I think that your recruiter Tasha's 100% correct. You want to go to career conference with us. I would say don't miss any company event. If you found tonight educational, beneficial, this is just the start of what's in that showcase for you. It could be like mine, where that first show was $6, and now it's a 6-figure income and has been for a long time. But today, you can do it so much quicker than I did.
Okay.
All right? So I'll be here every step of the way.